Welcome to the latter half of the European Masters. I am Xscoundrel and I am joined for the very first time making her European Masters debut. It's Trouble Inc. And Trouble, I know how hard you've worked in the ERL scenes in the build up to this. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. What has this been like for you? Like just getting to be part of the European Masters for the very first time.
I'm like trying so hard for my smile to not reach from ear to ear. I'm like, I gotta contain my excitement. I'm so happy to be here. It's been 4 hard-working years. Right before we went live, I was like, it hasn't sunk in yet. It hasn't sunk in that I'm here. And I'm not just here. It's like 3 groundbreaking games back to back. Maybe a tiebreaker right after. These teams have gone neck to neck so far.
This group has shaped into a very spicy form. I am very excited for the last 3 games of the day. And speaking of which, we are going to be bringing you XL versus GamersOrigin. Now, we thought that GamersOrigin were untouchable, but they have lost one today earlier on. And actually, to YDN, which is really weird. Like, no one expected that, and YDN have already proved that the Italian region are putting some talent on the map. But this is most importantly do or die for XL. They need to win their games to give them the best chance of forcing a second place tiebreaker, which is the best case scenario for XL, the second seed from the UKLC.
And I don't know what to expect from BTXL, because the only win they have, is versus a Gamer Legion that looked like they were just walking into them, willing to give kills into their arms. So they've been struggling a lot where it comes to the draft, and we've known from pros, LECL is like, you know what? The draft is really bad. So much we can do in game, and this has been the case for BTXL as well.
Yeah, Gamer Legion did look like they ran it down a little bit. So XL got, I would almost argue XL got a little bit of a free pass in that game. They're not going to get a free pass versus GamersOrigin though. The overlay is incorrectly spelt, by the way, everyone, just in case that's not their real name. It's not Gams's Origin. It's GamersOrigin. But yes, they were technically one of the tournament favourites coming into this Trouble Inc. They were most people pegging as the team that was most likely to actually take the entire European Masters, and I think we all expected them to go 6-0. Now they have shown that they can bleed, and BTXL need to draw blood here. This is so important for their chances of qualifying from this group. They need to take this win. How do you think that we go about doing it? Where can XL find success versus GamersOrigin?
It felt like GamersOrigin did not do that great when they were up against very early game aggression. The Draven coming in, the Nautilus and all that. It seemed like bluezor lost his way of trying to impact the game, and everywhere he was trying to be, YDN were doing it better. Now, of course, we have seen BTXL trying to do the early game aggression. They had picked the Pike for kaSing to try and roam away with Taxa, which it hasn't been working that great yet. But if anything, I just want to see aggression straight off the bat from BTXL, because waiting for them to go late game has not worked for them whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. We're into draft, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our bans through here. Trundle, first pick priority for bluezor, and Trundle is the most picked jungler as well as the most banned jungler, I think, in the European Masters so far. A lot of priority being thrown onto it, but immediately responded by Sendo picking up the Ornn, and I would not be surprised to see Special get that Syndra locked in for him here.
Just for God's sake, if you're gonna pick a Corki into that, just don't build Mana Moon. It's not worth the hassle. It's not worth waiting 40 games to win. I'm just saying. Trundle, at the start I was like, I don't understand the hype behind this. Sure, he has a pillar, sure, he can bite your tank and take all his defenses off. But then it dawned on me, it's like Trundle Varus is one very powerful composition, because if you take the defenses off, then it doesn't matter if it's poke Varus or on-hit Varus, he's going to hit hard. Although they're going to choose to go back with the Kalista. The Kalista Taric has been a staple for GamersOrigin. It worked pretty well up to the point where they were up against the Draven, and I don't think BTXL are willing to pull the Draven.
No, well, I mean, Deadly. I think Deadly can play Draven, but it's not something I've seen him play a huge amount of. Yeah, and I agree. I agree with your point about Trundle. I mean, it's very good with poke comps as well, because the pillar can essentially allow you a free hit on certain targets. But I actually don't mind it with things like Orianna. I don't mind it with things like Kalista as well, because it has peeling qualities. The pillar can be also used for peeling. So yeah, I think it's a solid early start of the draft here. They have limited their supports though by not locking in their support. They've gone for the Orianna for toucouille.
Okay.
And it is the Draven. We were just talking about it. I know that Deadly has got this in his wheelhouse, but he actually just slams it in. He locks in the Draven in one of the most important matches of BTXL's European Masters, and he just locks that Draven straight in.
And we also talk about the fact how Taxa and kaSing have not been working that great together, but now locking in the Draven, you can't be leaving him alone in lane, so you need to make sure you're locking in a support that will stick to lane and will try to get kills for the Draven together with the jungler. So a strong jungler for Taxa, an early game aggressive jungler, and a great initiative support would do the trick, but of course, BTXL bar the Nautilus themselves. I guess they don't want it with the Draven. Okay.
Hustlin is kind of known as a very, very good Nautilus player, and I think it works nicely with Kalista as well. So I kind of understand it. Also, kaSing, I think, has got a wide variety of supports that he can play in an aggressive manner. So I think kaSing's got the kind of more, the Maokai coming out here. They're also banning out jungle picks for Taxa, by the way, limiting some of his more comfortable champions like the Gragas. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Jarvan or a Pantheon ban just to try and limit what Taxa can play comfortably in this situation.
Possibly try to push him towards a tank, something like a Sejuani, where, in all honesty, the only champion I've seen Taxa being aggressive on was the Sejuani. He cleared his 2 buffs, he got level 3, he was straight up the top lane trying to get a gank going, so it wouldn't surprise me to see him locking it in here, but it is going to be the Lee Sin, why not? Great synergy with the Syndra, you can go down bot, get some early kills for your Draven.
Yeah, the one problem with Sejuani, and I feel it's why a lot of junglers are hesitant, is that she obviously wants to build tank, and Trundle just eats you. You know, like it's one of the. In fact, the story time, Georgia. The very first European Masters was where we really saw the Sejuani Trundle matchup come out over and over again, and it was just like every time Sejuani got locked in, Trundle would get locked in on the opposite side of the field. So I think a lot of people are just very hesitant to do that now. But Taxa is a very good Lee Sin player. He may not be kind of as well known for it, but he's one of his kind of like, I think, comfort fullbacks for him.
The only thing that I'm only worried about is not if he is or if he's not a great Lee Sin player, because of course locking it in, his team feels comfortable with him playing it. It's about his early game aggression that has been a little bit dodgy. When he gets the early game, same as the Gragas last time, it was versus GamersOrigin as well, where he locked in the Gragas, he gets the first blood and then nothing. You don't see him at all. So I don't want to see the same thing coming out from his Lee Sin as well, but now he has 2 lanes he can play from. He can play towards the Syndra, can play towards the Draven, mandatory in my opinion, to play towards the Draven, because he's most likely going to have the priority in the mid lane from his Syndra, and I'm just waiting to see a support getting locked in. Of course, kaSing, always flashing the Zillion.
He loves to do it, and it's actually HustlinbeasT running his Galio. And when you were kind of like filling me in on how Hustlin had been performing in his games, you were like, that dude on Galio is smurfing.
Oh my.
Yeah, so he's got the Galio now, and with Syndra, that's a pretty scary combination.
Yeah, I had 2 notes where it was literally 3 words. It was Gabo set, OMG, and it was WTF, hassling on Galio.
Yeah, and we're going to get to see that again. Now, Trouble, let's have a look at these compositions. Tell me a little bit about what they're designed to do and where these win conditions are coming from, because we have got these drafts locked in. What do you expect from this game from both teams?
Okay, so I do like the fact that GamersOrigin are going with a little bit of late game as well, but they do throw a little bit of mid game in there. Sylas on one item can engage in, you can throw in your Galio, but most importantly, you have to remember that Lee Sin will be diving the backside, so having the Galio for your Kalista is a great sort of, it's kind of like putting a fence on your garden so people cannot walk in. That's what the Galio provides the Kalista with. And it's something we didn't see in the previous game, where the Kalista just didn't have the space to auto-attack. Now, adding the Galio in there, you give all that time and space for your Kalista to work.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit worried for... ever so slightly worried for XL, just for the simple reason that I really feel like if Deadly doesn't get rolled... Oh my god, the XL cheese. Sorry, I'm going to talk about this in a moment. XL are like kings of level 1 cheese, and they are doing it again with a top lane level 1 cheese. It looks like they're going to run into the blue side jungle.
Now, the thing is, they did the exact same thing on the opposite side, where Taxa's Gragas got the first blood on next to SMILEY. GamersOrigin, they know they're not having none of that. They're like, it's fine. We know what you're going to do. Once we see you, we're going to back off. We're not going to face check anything. So they've learned a lesson.
Yeah, I think XL basically thought, do you know what? He's not stepped up. He's not within Morgana bind range. Like, it would be essentially giving away our entire team position, and we might end up losing some control on our blue side jungle or whatever. So I think it was a sensible
And they
decision
could have already.
Just to back off there. Yeah,
they have no idea.
Exactly.
They're pinging it. They have no idea what's happening. They have no idea where GamersOrigin is. And this Galio, for all you know, could be in that blue buff bush ready to taunt you and get first blood. It's not going to be the case, but I think conceding a whole side of the map might cost the Lee Sin who wants to play aggressive into the early game versus a Trundle.
It was very risky. It was a risky move because, like you said, they were blind on their blue side jungle. You could see kaSing just kind of pinging it out and going for a very suspicious look towards that blue side jungle. So yeah, it was definitely a risky move to play there for XL. Special versus toucouille. toucouille just taking a beating there. The level 1 Syndra is not something that you really want to match up again, but again, Orianna with her clockwork wind-up, her basic attacks can start to hurt if you get locked into one of those engages.
The funny thing is that for Orianna to get close enough to auto-attack or move her ball around, she's into range of every Syndra spell. So even though you can go close and try to auto-attack the Syndra, because obviously the passive allows you to do that sort of trading with her, if Syndra gets a Scatter the Weak on you, it's going to hurt much more than your auto-attacks on her.
Yeah, you know, we were just previously talking about the XL composition, by the way, Trouble. You know, we were talking a little bit about what we thought that GamersOrigin had going for them. My issue with the XL composition is that if they don't individually, like Special and Deadly especially, find a way to pop off here, I'm a little bit worried that they just get outclassed in terms of versatility and flexibility in the later game teamfight situations. Because, you know, like we all know that Orianna, she's a bit of a queen of late game skirmishes, and SMILEY, I think, is going to have a bit more flexibility in what he can do compared to the Draven. I get a little bit worried for XL overall when if this game goes later and they haven't gained any significant advantages from the laning phase.
I feel like the power that lies within the Kalista that falls off towards the late game, I don't feel like Draven does fall off during the late game. Sure, the passive has to be utilized early on to try and get him ahead in lane. This is why you pick the Draven. This is, I think BTXL learned from YDN. They were like, that Draven was really easy for YDN beating GamersOrigin and serving them the first victory, the first loss. So why not try it as well? You know, Deadly has played it before. He knows how to play the champion. He doesn't necessarily have to snowball early game, because I do feel that Draven does much more than a Kalista in the later stages of the game. The Orianna will be a problem, but on the other side you do have a Syndra, which is pretty similar. So I think I'm leaning towards BTXL's composition much more.
Okay, the thing is, I am the uneducated viewpoint. So, so I was just looking at it, thinking, maybe I don't see it, but I do see, you know, I guess the late game prowess of Deadly on this this Draven could be something to behold. So, I
think my only problem is, how do you reach Deadly unless Shemek can get a nice flank? Oh, toucouille.
Oh, the flash immediately comes out. Taxa lands the Sonic Wave, doesn't need to burn anything, and they get the flash and the kill for free in the mid lane.
Early game, baby, get that Lee Sin up and running. Same as the first game versus each other. Taxa grabs yet another first blood. Deja vu coming in from GamersOrigin. This time, I don't want Taxa to slow down. I want to keep on hitting that mid lane. Flashless, teleportless, if that's a word. Orianna in the mid lane. Keep on going at it. Get your Lee Sin going, so whenever he's not seen on the map, GamersOrigin have to respect that, and then he can get free neutral objectives from it.
This is like free real estate right here. This is a flashless Orianna versus a Syndra. This is actually just free real estate. Just stunner, walk in, killer, stunner, walk in, killer. Feels. I think toucouille is going to have to be playing super defensive, and if Special can do this, just kind of keep the wave. Least put on his side of the mid lane, that's going to be hard for toucouille. That's going to be so hard for him to find a way back in until he has that flash available.
Yeah, and very expertly done here by Special. He kills all the frontline minions, and he also only allows the casters, which means that the wave will push towards him and he can freeze it in a very safe range underneath his tower, which means now he's spotted bluezor as well. So bluezor is actually wasting his time right there, and Taxa can start plotting for his next move.
Yeah, and you can already see Taxa making his way down. Now, there are wards in that river area. The Pixel Brush has got a ward in it, and he will start to clear that out with that control ward. In the meantime, though, they are level 6. Level 6s have been achieved in the mid lane, so Orianna will have a potential get-out clause with the Shockwave. Haven't really had much info on the rest of the lanes, though. Deadly just getting a bit of damage down onto Hustling, but, I mean, SMILEY's so aggressive whenever Deadly steps up, starts landing some of those spears, looking to be threatening with the Rend.
Check out the map. Last time Special got priority in mid lane, Sendo moved down. It was the exact same game a week ago. They moved down and they got priority in both rivers, and same happened here for BTXL straight away. And we might have a first fight.
We have Hustling's forced to flash away. SMILEY right in the midst of things and gets exhausted, but XL are going to try and back out with the Call of the Forge God, knocking them up. Great time from Sendo. Great timing. He stops the return from Sylas, and XL get out with the dragon.
They don't have to do anything. They get in, they grab the dragon, they walk back out, they burn the Sylas teleport, and if you look at the wave top side, it's building up to push towards BTXL. So they pretty much get away with murder here again. Special gets that priority mid lane. You've got Sender instantly moving down, and you've got Taxa instantly going for that dragon. It was the exact same move done by BTXL last time, and this time it works like a charm.
And also what's so good about this is that if you kind of have watched Deadly throughout the UKLC split, he is a resource-hungry AD carry. He eats resources from his team. And he has been given like 2 waves worth of minions for free on the top side of the map, and now they have been set up for a Rift Herald attempt as well. So XL, you know, they've managed to play the perfect macro off the back of that dragon take. It's a good start for a team who needs to win this game. This is a must-win game for XL. If they don't win it, their chances of moving on from the groups is done. And on the flip side, trouble is that we have a team of GamersOrigin who have been touted as potential favourites coming into this tournament, and if they lose this, suddenly they aren't looking so infallible.
Check this out again. Sendo is like, I'm ahead, I've got my teleport, and you know what else is topside? It's the Rift Herald, but they want to make sure they get maybe toucouille first, get a pick, and then maybe swap it there. Remember, Shemek had to ban his teleport for that dragon fight that was perfectly disengaged by BTXL, and they're the first on the river, they get the priority. They might have to wait for the Scuttlecrab to die first, just so GamersOrigin have to face check them for that Rift Herald. But yet again, BTXL are working well with the priorities around the map, getting that vision, getting that freedom for the Lee Sin to move around the map.
bluezor is not yet level 6, by the way, and Taxa is. Taxa's smelling
wants
blood
it
right now. He really wants it. He dives in with that Sonic Wave, jumps to ward, and forces the flash out of bluezor. That might be the pressure needed to start up this Rift Herald.
Meanwhile, his top lane had priority. Special was already on his rotation because he had pushed his mid lane. That will be another free neutral objective for BTXL unless bluezor wants to toss a coin and say, am I gonna die, am I gonna get the smite? Even if I get the smite, will I be able to get the eye? The answer is no to both, so it goes straight to BTXL.
Been very impressed with Taxa so far this game on a champion that he feels very comfortable on. He's taken every single advantage that he can versus his opposing number. Again, it's a big game for XL. It's a big game for the UKLC's hopes. If XL win, by the way, and if they do make it out of groups, I think it's the first time they will have ever made it out of groups in the European Masters. They've always played second fiddle to Fnatic, and it would be a big win for them. And obviously the LFL, they have so much pride. They want to continue a very strong run in this group. They don't want to start losing in the second week, and GamersOrigin so far, they have lost to YDN, and if they lose here, they will have a very tarnished record, you know, coming out of this group. Still doing very well, of course, but I think they would have expected to, with their first week performance, want to continue that and go 6-0.
I think one thing's for sure. If we can say that BTXL's nemesis is Fnatic, I think GamersOrigin nemesis is Draven. Because so far, every time Draven has been in the game, they're like, whoops, what now?
Yeah, I think, I actually don't even know how much
as I call about Draven, he's like, yeah, thumbs up. Good one.
I don't even know how much impact, maybe it's just a mental thing. Like, he hasn't even really had any direct impact this game, you know. It's really just been Special and Taxa that have essentially controlled this early game for XL. You know, Special establishing dominance in the mid lane and having priority, allowing Taxa to do whatever he wants from the jungle. And Deadly's just been there like, yo, dude, I like farming.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
How fast is his flash trigger? Not
it's
fast
not
enough.
fast enough, but the exhaust is good, and Deadly immediately flashes out.
Wait.
There comes the ult. He turns it around, and now Sendo continues the charge onto SMILEY. kaSing dives in. Double kill for Deadly on the Draven. And you were right, Trouble. It is seriously an issue for GamersOrigin.
Wait, you can't seriously think that Deadly is going to be alone in this lane, can you? kaSing has been babysitting him from day one. He's playing on a Draven lane, so he should never, ever be left alone. And even though he is right there, I'm like, okay, how fast is he on the flash? Because if he gets chain CC'd here, he's definitely going down. You see that the taunt lands, the knock-up lands, everything does. But it's just not enough because that Draven stacks from the axis are just too strong. Sendu having the TP, remember, Shemek doesn't, and they get a double. They cash in on the passive as well. Oh, baby, it is, oh god, it's a Mana Moon Draven.
Well, you know, he's already got it.
Built up, and then I was like, oh.
He's already got it stacked, right? So, like, he's already got it built, so he'll start to stack it, and that's okay. But, yeah, Mana Moon Draven, I mean, Mana Moon's just, I think it's just a very gold-efficient item for the AD it provides you. So, he's just going to start spiking a little bit quicker, I guess, in that respect.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
We said that Deadly usually plays for the late game. He doesn't like playing for the early game. Dude, you're on the Draven. You just got given 2 kills. He's like, damn, I should have gone for that Bloodthirst, the first item. I bet you right about now, he's regretting that Mana Moon first choice.
I don't know. He seems pretty... he seems pretty chill with the Mana Moon, but it's obviously a fantastic start. They also get... Actually, I don't even think they use the Rift Herald top, so we still have the Rift Herald option. They are going to give up this dragon, it looks like. I think Sendo's in the area, but the rest of XL are not in position. Deadly throwing out for a potential steal. Not good enough. It's going to be top lane pushed in with the Rift Herald.
Yeah, and a lot of times we're talking about how many resources does it take you to get the Rift Herald and what are you giving up for it. GamersOrigin, BTXL, every time they've gotten a neutral objective, they've lost nothing on the map. Every single lane was pushed. They had teleport advantages just in case a fight broke out. And right now they're feeding all that gold into the mid laner, and Special is going to have a great time. Thankfully, and I'm so happy to see, the Luden's Echo and not the GLP.
Yeah, I mean, Luden's comes out. It gives you good damage spike, right? So he's just looking to apply more pressure on the individual target burst. You know, I think Special is... I love it when Special plays something like Syndra, because Special is one of those mid laners that will just get priority super early on. And that will allow Taxi to be a bit more free in what he can do on the map. I genuinely think when Special does well early game, that gives XL their best win condition possible. And then they have Deadly for the late game. You know, he's very much, like we said, a late game orientated resource heavy AD carries. So, but Special for me drives a lot of XL's success, and obviously Special has got high level experience. Trouble. He's been part of the XL. I think he was part of the XL LEC roster at one point, right?
Both him and kaSing have tasted LEC, and I had this prepared for a segment in the intro, but I'll say it right now. When you've tasted that sweet success, it's like a kid that all he's had in his life is just fruit. That's all the sugar intake. And then you put the jelly in your mouth for the first time and you're like, oh, screw fruit. All I want to eat is Haribo from now on.
I'm not going to lie, though. I actually don't like jelly and I prefer fruit. So.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
You're one of these people? Come on, man.
Yeah, no, I don't get how people eat jelly. It's just weird. Do you not think the jelly's weird? I just think jelly's weird, dude. I'm a fruit guy.
Okay, maybe any beverage?
Yeah, oh yeah, I like beverages. I mean, beverages.
Okay, we're talking unhealthy sugar intake here.
Oh,
that's what we're talking about.
Okay, I'm not going to mention any brand names, you know, because
no.
You know, because we are good broadcasters. But yeah, I'm a fruit guy. I'm a fruit guy and not a jelly guy. Anyway, speaking of sweet success and sweet things, Deadly's going to get a tower in the bot side with Sendo there. Good wave pushing in. I don't think Shemek will be able to defend this, so there should be another tower going over to XL, and they are slow. What Georgia, what happened? It's like a 6k gold lead. It's like a 5 or 6k gold lead out of nowhere for XL.
I mean, out of nowhere is subjective. Special here, very slippery. He's going to be able to get away, but again, GamersOrigin are struggling against teams that have showed early game aggression towards them. Again, they're feeding so much money down the bot lane onto that Draven. Great stuff here by GamersOrigin, trying to get something back on the map. They're going to grab the second Shirley, if I'm not wrong, and possibly try to get a tower with that. I mean, SMILEY has been setting up the wave the top side, but right now, there's no more plates up. So if you're going to use Shelly, you might as well use it to take a tower down, try to open the map so you can make a few more plays, put your vision further into your opponent's jungle, and go from there.
I really feel like XL have given up a little bit here on the last few rounds of things, because they kind of gave away that Rift Herald without really contesting it. They gave away the second dragon, and they're giving GamersOrigin a lifeline, I feel, in this game. I really feel like giving GamersOrigin some kind of lifeline here, and that's not really what you want to be doing against a team of GamersOrigin caliber. Yeah, they haven't played particularly well over the course of today. They've already lost one. This is looking like a game that's going to be hard to find their way back into. But any lifeline that you give a team like GamersOrigin, I really feel like they may find that opening. And XL do have a habit of throwing. It has been classic for XL to throw games, right? So you keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on that Rift Herald usage. Keep an eye on how the dragons stack up. I think it's something that we should be aware of.
See, for me, that's a yes and a no at the same time, because if you're the aggressor and you take every single play that you see, like this one, bye, SMILEY.
Goodbye. kaSing picks up the kill, and that is just another loss that GamersOrigin are going to feel. Deadly's just like, I think I might be going to...
Wait, is he dead?
No, he's clearing top lane wave. He's just trying to put pressure on Shemek so Sendo can get up there. That was a nice little play from Deadly.
Okay. This BTXL early game aggression and macro does not look like the BTXL from week 1. They have learned, they have adapted, and they have evolved into what we're seeing right now. And this is what I want to talk about when you're like, why are they letting GamersOrigin get some stuff on the map? Because in my opinion, if you're going to play the aggressive early game, it has to be calculated. You have to let some things go so you can take others. And BTXL are fighting properly for objectives. They knew that the dragon was going to come up, so they want to secure the second one. Who do they find around strolling there? SMILEY. Easy kill for them, and he burns his exhaust. So next fight comes around, if Taxa or Syndra get anywhere near, SMILEY is not going to have that exhaust to save him.
Yeah, and actually, XL have one of those compositions where, if you can't buy space, they will close gaps on you pretty quickly with the Ornn. They have the lockdown. The single target lockdown is pretty strong. If you don't have the power to push them away in team fights and buy space and peel properly, then you're just going to die. You're just going to die really quickly. So XL need to use this and continue to push. And I think the best case scenario for GamersOrigin is try and stall things out, look for the next item spike on Orianna, and look for maybe a skirmish or a team fight that they can take where the shockwave is going to be super impactful.
Now what I'm looking at right here, and I feel like Deadly's like rubbing his hands together. He's like, that bloodthirster is in. Look at all the composition of GamersOrigin and tell me one person that bloodthirster is not going to hit really hard.
He's going to hit everybody really hard.
At this point, I think HustlinbeasT has less HP than toucouille's Orianna. So this is so sad, because Hustling wants to be that front line for his Kalista, give that space to his ADC to put the damage down, and right now, he should be the one hiding behind his Kalista.
Yeah, it's not looking good for GamersOrigin right now. I don't want to count them out, though. This is a team that have got incredible players. But XL definitely in the driving seat. Let's take stock of where we are in the game, Trouble. We have got item spikes being completed across the shop. We've almost got a Sunfire Cape finished up for Sendo. We've got a double item with Berserker Greaves finished for Deadly. Is this the time where XL need to sort of start pushing their agenda, going for maybe an early Baron setup?
Oh, absolutely. You can't do that. You see how aggressive Deadly's playing with that shield. Hello?
Deadly flashes across the wall. He absolutely monsters toucouille. And they get the blue turret in the mid lane. They get that mid lane tier 1. Deadly absolutely dismantles the Orianna.
He kills the Orianna, and then he turns around. He sees bluezor on that front, and he's like, "You want some too?" And then bluezor like just runs for the hills. That is great stuff coming from Deadly. We said that he's resource hungry. Yes, give him everything, because this man has just put on his carry pants and he's zipped them and he's buttoned them, so they're not going anywhere anytime soon.
We've got some ironclad carry pants right now on Deadly. He's almost entering his carry armor. Let's have a look at that. I mean, I don't even know if we need to analyze the replay. I think we can just enjoy it.
He's like, hello? Where'd you go? I'm just gonna flash through the wall and bye. And bluezor's like, I'm here to save you. He's like, you want some too? He's like, no, thank you. I'll just go.
I actually like that he wandered across the wall just to check that there was no one else there. And he was like, okay, this is a safe flash. I'm gonna flash. I
think he would have flashed no matter what, even if he flashed the wall or not. I think he maybe wanted to make sure where the Orianna flashed, because she could have flashed forward into the bush, so he would have wasted his flash. But you know Draven players, come on, he would have flashed anyway. He has to at this point. He's like 3k ahead of the Kalista. Oh boy.
Oh, that's an Ornn horn. That's an Ornn horn.
See, the funny thing is, we usually talk about the Kalista power spike on Blade of the Ruined King, and then you look on the other side, it's like a Manamin, which is meh. But then you see the Bloodthirster and the BF Sword that possibly indicates an Infinity Edge coming right up. And kaSing is like, wait, I want to do damage too, so I'm going to go for the Hourglass so I can be able to engage, disengage, and stay alive in all these. 2 items onto special, which I'm loving the Morellonomicon here, because the Kalista is going to be life-stealing, the Trundle is going to be life-stealing, the Sylas is in there too. They're not allowing GamersOrigin to breathe.
And that's good. I mean, with you want to continue to push that advantage, especially when you have a composition like XL. You don't want to give anything away for free. I think, did Shemek get it? Yeah, Shemek got it, but he might pay for it, because Sendo does not like his blue buffs being taken away. He is going to continue to run him down. Unfortunately, it's a Sylas, has a lot of mobility, gets out.
Shemek might just be the little shining star at the end of the tunnel for GamersOrigin, because we have yet to see him join the team fights. And even though we talked about a miraculous flank maybe from the Sylas that could get onto the backline onto Deadly, Deadly's not rocking any magic resist. Sure, he's gonna have the black shield from the Morgana, but once this is down, we could potentially see Shemek do crucial damage onto him. Shemek, who of course does have the stopwatch as well, make sure he wants to stay alive as long as possible into these fights. And if the Syndra, and that's a big if, is not around for this fight, for the Morellonomicon passive to take action, then Shemek does have a chance of getting onto the backline and securing maybe a kill onto Deadly. Now everything is like maybes and ifs, and if the Syndra is not there, and maybe if the Shemek can do much damage, I don't know. It's the only saving grace. He hasn't been introduced into any fights, so I'm like, you're doing great, buddy. You got the blue buff as well. Go you.
Look, you take small victories when you can get them when you're in GamersOrigin position. Speaking of a slightly bigger victory, they're going to get a turret in the top lane, which will help get some of that standing gold off the map, get that gold into their pockets. Now, XL picked up the 3rd dragon of the game. They are 1 dragon away from securing the Cloud Soul, which I think it's the Cloud Soul anyway. For some reason, I can't quite see the... yeah, I'm right. Thank you for confirming that I was right. Cloud Soul, I think people have mixed feelings about how good Cloud Soul is, but I don't think it really affects too many players on XL in terms of like the utility that it provides. But taking the soul regardless is always going to be a good situation, and XL are 1 dragon away from that now.
I mean, Syndra being able to get 2 ultimates in 1 fight, that's a win-win for me. Being able to walk super fast if you're a Draven and you're chasing down your opponents, that's also a win-win for me. Nevertheless, this might bring GamersOrigin out of hiding. I don't necessarily think yet they're in any shape or form to fight that BTXL, but if they want to contest for the soul, they're going to have to come out of hiding. And sure, you can see just a couple of wards being put down into the bot quadrant of bluezor's jungle, but there's nothing massive. On the other hand, BTXL, they're feeling pretty confident to even face check. You see them here, they're just bundling up, and they're like, cool, we just brute force our way into Fog of War, we're not scared.
I mean, why would they be? They've got such a good frontliner in the form of Sendo right now, and I think Taxa is scary in his own right. Looks like GamersOrigin are doing their best to try and buy some space and get some vision control back here. kaSing throws a wild binding out that doesn't quite hit them.
Oh, he's going.
It's
No,
just
he's
like
not.
you deal some damage. You deal some damage to Draven, and he's just like, wait a minute, I'm gonna heal half my HP in just a single basic attack. Shemek, on the other hand, has pushed in that bot side of the map, and this is kind of what I really feel that this is what GamersOrigin are trying to do here. They're trying to prevent any major team fights or any major skirmishes, especially around the Baron, by just splitting and pushing these side lanes out to just delay and buy time for them to hit certain item spikes and get some gold in their back pockets. Because XL, for the last few minutes, have been a little bit tempered. They haven't found any major engages, and the majority of what GamersOrigin have been doing has just been splitting those individual lanes and trying to force XL out of big team fight situations where it feels like XL have the advantage right now.
I mean, the thing so far, if you see, BTXL are bundling up, which means that they're going to be sharing gold, CS, experience, and so on and so forth. Shemek, that's definitely not the way Special went.
Nope, he was expecting it. It didn't find it. Taxa dives out but gets taunted up here, forced to flash away.
Here comes Ornn.
Good stun from Special. They'll bring out Hustlin with the ult from Kalista, but the fight continues now. The Ornn comes through. The shockwave is good onto Special, but it's not good enough to do enough damage. Sendo has lost most of his engage here, and I think XL will take that and back off. They will not commit to the fight any further than that. It did look a bit spicy, but everybody gets out with their lives.
Everyone gets out of their lives. We have to keep our eyes peeled on who's missing summoners. Crucially, the Kalista, SMILEY, is not going to have his flash the next fight. Crucially, on the other side as well, Special forced his flash there to try and assassinate SMILEY with his ultimate, which was not enough yet for him to do so. So that Syndra will be a sitting duck on the next fight to come, and you see that Deadly is kind of struggling to try and get into that fight, because when the slows come down from the GLP, from the Orianna Ws, it's going to be extremely hard for Deadly to find his way to that backline, to put down these axes until GamersOrigin hard engage and try to make these fights happen, which still, I think we need the third item onto the Kalista. Nightval thankfully was completed onto Trundle, so he's going to have some extra healing coming in with his Subjugate as well, taking the defenses, and it's slowly but surely shaping up to be a way where GamersOrigin can get some fights rolling. Now the question is, how do you engage them?
Well, you've got 30 seconds until the Cloud Soul is up. And with GamersOrigin having complete control of that Baron area, I wonder whether they're just going to threaten XL with a complete swap. You know, okay, you go for Cloud Soul, we're just going to go and stack Rend on the Baron and try and take that as quickly as possible. XL not wanting
they're pinging it.
Yeah,
X-Counter, they're doing it. They're listening to you.
The Dragon Soul is about to spawn, but XL, they know. Do they know something's up? I can't really tell. That
they pop the blue ward right there from Deadly. They spotted them out. I feel like they knew that some sort of display would pop up because everyone suddenly disappeared off the face of the earth, and they did have two wards in the bot quadrant of bluezor's jungle, so they knew that no one entered from there to come check the dragon, so there's only one place they could be. I think this is going to be crucial. They want to fight for the soul. I don't think they're ready. I'm waiting for them to prove me wrong.
And maybe bluezor goes for a steal here as well versus Taxa. He is a level down.
Just like, can you wait, guys? I'm just taking the blue buff.
Yeah. Also, you could just see SMILEY in the mid lane. They do get it. The shockwave misses. A great dive out there from Taxa. Sendo now just trying to buy some time. He will get away. And XL do not want the fight. They will take the soul and get out of there.
There's just no hard engage from the side of GamersOrigin, but if you walk into them...
Sendo now. He's got free pass to jump in here. Deadly's going to take the safe way round into this fight. Taxa will land the Sonic Wave.
Do it.
But no one... Yeah, I mean, you want them to. Here comes the Ornn from Shemek, though. Right onto the backline, onto Special, onto Deadly, and forces out the flash. There's a lot of CC landed, and Special, like you said, the sitting duck that he is, goes very low. The shutdown there. The kick is good from Taxa, and Deadly is running wild as kaSing lands a huge ultimate. toucouille goes down. SMILEY is low, and in a best-case scenario for GamersOrigin, still ends up in an XL victory.
And that was a great engage found right there from Shemek. Remember, he is in every single kill almost so far. I think he had like top kill participation in the tournament. And he's trying his hardest to provide his team with the engage that they're lacking. Grabs the Ornn, throws it down onto a flashless Syndra. Remember, we said it's very crucial that this Syndra will be a sitting duck. They don't manage to get anyone else though, and Deadly was free attacking from the back. Now they have to be careful, of course, because bluezor is around. But he has no flash, so... I think he just has to back off there. They have to take the L on this one.
I don't think SMILEY. SMILEY, you're very close right now. You get binded or Deadly walks up to you. They're going to go for it. Shemek jumps in. That's the Morgana ultimate that he's stolen. It is very, very good as well. Can Taxa buy enough time? He gets it. Taxa, the king of smites, does it once more. And yes, GamersOrigin win the fight, but they don't get the Baron. However, triple kill for Sylas here, Trouble. It's still a big deal.
What did we say? The big saving grace is going to be Shemek, if anyone, from GamersOrigin. He has been farming. He has been patiently waiting in the shadows, ex-Scoundrel, for this one moment. Okay, he was about to blow the victory moment for me right there for Shemek, but he was patiently waiting. He found the perfect fight. Sure, though, still the Baron goes the side of BTXL. Crucially, 2 members have it on them, but 3 lanes pushed, a lot of CS going the side of GamersOrigin. They grabbed a couple of crucial shutdowns as well on Deadly and on Taxa. They're gonna cash them in, buy some more items, and the second these third items start rolling in, and it has just been done onto the Kalista, this is where GamersOrigin might be looking to take some more aggressive fights.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a 5k gold lead for what seems like about 10 minutes now. XL have not been able to push that any further, and the further and further that we go into this game, the less it's going to mean. Let's break that down again once more here, Trouble.
Yeah, Shemek, great ult right there. He's like, that Syndra has no flash, gets the knock up onto Deadly, who has to force his flash there as well. They know she can't go anywhere, so they commit onto it. They grab the kill onto their Kalista, but Deadly is just free attacking everybody. No one is focusing that Draven, and he's just able to stroll around and throw axe after axe after axe. I'm like, okay, buddy, chill out. Chill out. We know you're powerful. They get the Baron. Shemek gets a triple kill. You guys know the drill after that.
It is now 4 items completed on Draven. Deadly is looking pretty spicy. He's looking scary. But I don't think it's a comfortable position for XL. I do genuinely think that the gold lead that they've accrued is getting less and less impactful. I feel like they are giving a lot back to GamersOrigin here, despite having an excellent early game at the Soul and the Baron. But they're going to continue to group.
Hello? Your top lane?
Yeah.
XL?
Yeah, but they've got Baron. They might be able to force this. Shemek's going to go for the trade.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, your top lane is going down. You have a Baron, but you're not pushing any of your other lanes. But at this point, they can force because they have the Baron up minions. And Syndra, I think he's going to be in time to defend that. And remember, the only fed member from GamersOrigin is Shemek. Once he's not there, special?
Special? That was a nice shield from kaSing, but that's left his team 3 versus 4. Like, what's going on? What's going on here? I think they're just going to give kaSing over to the gods. Taxa and Special, what was that?
Question mark ping, question mark ping, question mark. If I was his team, I would be question mark pinging him all the way.
It's like, let's just teleport mid lane for no apparent reason.
Oh my god, the wave is pushing, guys. It's halfway across mid. I have to TP, sorry. Oh god. I bet. Why did you do that in front of your... Like, he did it right in front of GamersOrigin. I think they might have been thinking he's trying to sort of... I don't think that we're seeing him yet. So they might have thought he's trying to flank Shemek and kill him with Syndra. So they're like, oh no, he's plotting a play. Little did they know he was money hungry for that wave.
What was the call? Like, I'm just teleporting mid lane for some CS guys, by the way. See you later.
You know what it was? You know what it was? It might have been when you're trying to type your teammates, don't push, or something like this, and there's like D on the first sentence, but you just accidentally press it. He was like, don't overdo it, guys. Don't overdo it. That D press got him there on that teleport.
Oh god. Elder Dragon spawning in 30 seconds, by the way. This will be the next big team fight that I think will really decide the outcome of this game. Elder Dragon is so impactful at ending games, but also that precluding team fight could be big for GamersOrigin because they have found success in some scenarios here. Here we go. The Ornn coming through. It does get onto kaSing, but it's just Sendo tanking up that front line. That's a big ultimate gone, and now bluezor is taken low. Deadly's ultimate will not come back in the right area, and bluezor will escape, but he's on such low HP right now, and with Elder spawning in 10 seconds, this is good setup for XL.
This is a great setup for XL because they can walk in, put down all of the wards, which, by the way, they have not been doing the entirety of the time. They had a 5k lead. They've been lacking in their vision game. Right here, though, another Trundle is all the way to base. Will GamersOrigin have what it takes to stall?
Well, it's a very quick Elder, and Hustlin's going to have to do his best to try and steal this. I don't think it's going to happen.
93?
That would be a commit. Sendo there. just on the front line. Taxa jumps in straight to bluezor, tries to go for the kick, but bluezor is quick as well, and he will potentially escape. That's the flash from Taxa. Taxa gets the kill, and suddenly XL are gonna, yeah, exactly. They're just going straight down the bot lane. That is a teleport coming out from GamersOrigin, but XL are looking to end it.
Oh boy, that's 2 teleports. Shemek and toucouille really want to defend their base. Of course, there's no Baron. I don't think BTXL can force it here. They do still have the Ornn, so I think we should keep our eye on to that one. Maybe they want to dive.
Oh, Shemek, he does dodge the ultimate from Special, but Sendo finds the engage. Deadly jumping in and gets taunted up, but he is just unkillable right now. That is so much damage. XL will secure a needed victory to keep their chances alive in this European Masters. That is a big win for the team from the UKLC.
You know what? I know what's going to happen in the next few times. GamersOrigin play. They're gonna first ban Draven, because it doesn't matter if it's a mental game or if the Draven is going insane. It feels like it blocks them mentally. They don't know how to react about it, and the Kalista does fall off compared to the Draven. Like later on, the Draven was really hardcore hurting their front line, and the Kalista was just like there, poke, poke. He was like pinching them with a little, what's it called, a toothpick, while the Draven was like hammering axes down their backs.
I never really felt like GamersOrigin got into that game. Now, guys, we are going to cut to a very short break. When we're back, we will dive in and look at some replays, a bit more analysis of that game between GamersOrigin and BTXL. We'll see you soon.
You've seen our name on the jerseys of amazing teams. Now, we are supporting one more. One that you don't see live on TV. But they are the best team in the world, and they are playing the toughest game. Maybe they're not performing in front of millions, but they are under the pressure of an entire planet. And they don't have fans cheering their names, but they have patients who will forever remember them. And they also need your help to win this game. Stay home like a pro.
Time for a true display of skill.
My axe is ready. Witness true strength.
A gift from me to you. Ooh, ooh.
Another soul lost.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Welcome back, everybody, to the European Masters. I'm here with TroubleLink, and we have just seen XL go 2-0 in their second week of the European Masters so far, dismantling GamersOrigin and GamersOrigin. So two of the what we thought was the toughest competition in this group. I think YDN are proving us otherwise. But let's take a look back at that game, Trouble, and kind of really analyze how XL came out on top.
Well, at the start, I was doubting them. I was like, well, GamersOrigin were running at them. That's how they got the win. They got the kills fed into their mouths. Here, they took the kills and they snatched them off of GamersOrigin. They played that early game aggression. Taxa? I've never seen him play like this, not in this tournament so far. He got the lead and he grabbed yet another first blood against GamersOrigin, and oh, did he use that very well. He was able to snowball the Syndra, botlane was doing great, and then the double kill on Deadly, I think, kind of sealed the deal for them. Once the Draven snowballed, GamersOrigin didn't really have a way to deal with it. Shemek was way too little too late to the party, and as you can see here, they were just able to keep on diving them over and over again. They had the engage in their hands, they had a disengage in their hands, they had the protection for the Draven, for the Syndra, and it's the Cinderella story, right? They were down, now they're back up.
Yeah, I mean, they are now tied in that third position. We have a tie for first seed as well. And what I need to kind of talk about is because this game, I think you can probably just tell from the standings, there are tiebreaker situations that are guaranteed to happen in one way, shape, or form. So the easiest way of me explaining this to everybody is that if XL win their next match, they guarantee force a tiebreaker for second versus GamersOrigin, I believe, or GamersOrigin. I don't know which one it's going to be, but they guarantee force a tiebreaker in that situation. If YDN lose here, they're out of quarterfinals contention. If they win, they can still make it, but their fate is not in their own hands. They would need GamersOrigin, or they would need GamersOrigin to win Game 6, which would put YDN into a tiebreaker against GamersOrigin. Okay, so it's a little bit confusing, but essentially, XL win, they get a tiebreaker. YDN need to win for any hope of a tiebreaker. So the fate is not in YDN Gamers' hands anymore. XL still have fate in their own hands. That's the best way that I can describe it when it comes to these tiebreakers. But we will keep you updated. I believe Esports Stats has the tiebreaker situations being updated on Twitter. So if you are interested in checking those out in more detail, probably explained a little better than I could do it myself, you can go and check out the stats on Esports Stats, and they'll be able to tell you all of those tiebreaker situations that can occur. So we've definitely got some spice left in this group. We thought that it was going to be the case, and XL have done a magic job in turning around their hopes for this European Masters so far. They just need to get that last win versus YDN.
Yeah, and it's BTXL versus YDN, Draven versus Draven. Who's going to snatch it first? I want your opinion on that one, Xcoundrel. It's me asking this time.
I think whoever is red side bans Draven. I don't know. I think it's going to be very spicy, because obviously YDN beat XL last time round. So XL are probably looking for a bit of revenge in this scenario, and YDN have been hugely impressive. Now we're going to have some time to talk about it when we come back, but I have been thoroughly impressed by YDN and the Italian region as a whole. A region that has, PG Nats has never really had a huge performance in the European Masters before, and this has been stellar. In a group that everybody said they were going to come dead last in, they have got potential for tiebreakers to get out of the group. YDN have put Italy on the European Masters map. They've put Italy in the driving seat, you know, as one of the sort of the lesser known regions, and I'm very excited to see the talent that Italy can continue to produce, especially with people like homegrown talent like Gabo, who has been, you know, a really big reason that YDN have claimed some of their victories.
And YDN claimed their victory versus BTXL, and big caps look there. I was like, oh my god, Gabo on set. He kept on having 3, 4-man ults into W's. This guy completely dismantled him. He won the fights 1v5. But other than that, it also has to be, we also have to mention Tabasco. I think the synergy between the two in the top lane is really great, and it also gives a lot of confidence to more, like you said, homegrown talent, to know that you can make it into the big scene. You can be seen internationally, and possibly from a bigger team. Well, not bigger, but like a team that's already in the LEC.
Yeah, established teams.
Yeah, thank you, established.
And I think something that people sometimes don't talk about with the European Masters is that it's not only a stage for the teams, it's a stage for the players to prove what they can do. And it's a stage for the players to be able to just jump out and say, hey, look at me, I'm a great individual talent. Now, we are going to be going into that game, very, very shortly. I'm looking forward to seeing that secondary matchup between XL and YDN. I think Set is probably getting banned, as you said,
Draven
Georgia.
too.
Yeah, Draven might be on the ban cards also. So we're going to go to a very, very short break. When we're back, we will dive into that game and head towards draft.